listening to the Not So Christian in Me show, starring Southern Girl.
What's going on? It's Southern Girl Denise, the CEO of the Not So Christian and Me show. And today's show is sponsored by Wildlife Films. Man, be sure to check them boys out on their web series, The Outsiders. Man, it's hot. You have to check it out. Go to YouTube. After this interview, go to YouTube and check out The Outsiders. Man, today we have a great show. We're talking about wealth. We're talking about finance. We're talking about financial literacy. I mean, we're talking about everything that you need to know after you get your income tax, what you need to do with your money. Do you have power over your finances? And today's guest knows all about how to take back your financial power. Without further ado, please help me welcome the beautiful, the lovely the wealth specialist, JMichell. Hey.
I love it. What introduction. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for being my special guest.
Yes, thank you for having me.
No problem. So for those who don't know you, Miss Michelle, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am, as you mentioned, a wealth strategist. I am here out in the Seattle metropolitan area in the state of Washington. I have to say the state of Washington because when I say Washington, people be thinking I'm from Washington, D.C. and I'm
right.
Like,
they get it confused.
Yes, like no, the other Washington.
Right.
Anyway, though, so I have a company called Just Here to Help. Help being an acronym, helping everyone live prosperously. And a little bit about how I came up with that is, growing up, we didn't talk about money. My mother was a cook. My father was a taxi cab driver. The only thing I knew was that we had everything that we needed. And on Christmas Day, every single year, we were going to have a slew of presents under the tree. My 5 uncles were going to get a pack of tube socks and a flat shirt. Like, that's what I knew about money. So I turned 18 and I joined the Army, which should have been like easy from a financial perspective because I didn't have to pay no rent. I didn't have to buy no food. Didn't have to worry about no clothes. But why was I bouncing checks all over Augusta, Savannah, Georgia?
Wow.
Debit card being declined, all of that.
Wow.
And there was no one to help me figure out my finances. Thus the whole thing of Just Here to Help.
I love that. I absolutely love that. The name speaks for itself. And by you experiencing those struggles as a youth, I'm sure you're able to, really understand some of these youth that go out there and just do all this spending and just don't know what they're doing, getting the credit cards at 18, because I was one of those. Got a credit card at 18 and just thought that I was just living the life, honey. I was rich. I thought I was rich.
That's how it be.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your clients. Who do you normally work with?
So my focus is, Black folks, Black women, Black and brown communities. I work with everybody, but predominantly I'm looking at people who traditionally don't get that information, those trade secrets about wealth. And considering the fact that there is a huge racial wealth gap, I feel like my time is best spent addressing those issues, those financial challenges that we so often face in the Black community.
Yes. What is the number one challenge that you see that the African American community faces?
Debt.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Why is that?
Well, based off of even what you just shared with me about getting a credit card at the age of 18, because we're not traditionally taught about money, as soon as you turn 18, you don't have bad credit. You have no credit. And so those credit card companies are on us. They're on. And, as soon as they, hit adulthood. So when you haven't been exposed to financial literacy, you see that credit card and it's like a golden ticket for you. free money. You go out and it's swipe, 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 swipe
Right.
until you realize when you get the bill, like, I gotta pay this money back.
Right.
And you know, beyond having to pay the money back every single month, there's interest that's accruing on that credit card debt that we have. And
Mhm.
so it's like, you're paying your monthly bill, and this could be any type of line of credit, but typically we're paying the minimum payments, and it just snowballs. It snowballs. And then before we know it, we have one credit card, we've maxed that one out. So then we go get another credit card,
Mhm.
that one out. Then the focus becomes actually paying real bills. So those credit cards typically don't get paid for, the car loans, this and that,
Yeah.
and then our credit score is impacted. And
Mhm.
what happens then is we get higher interest rates on the credit that we're trying to obtain. So it just becomes this ongoing cycle that we find ourselves in. And once you get caught up in the cycle of debt, when you have no one telling you how to get out of it, uh,
Yeah.
you end up drowning. And that's pretty much
That's
been a lot of the situation for our community.
that's so true because it seems like once you get in that hole, it's hard to get up out of that hole.
It's hard to get out.
And even when you get out of the hole, sometimes it's easy to get dumped back into that hole really
Oh,
quick.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, all it takes is one situation,
That's
which
true.
is why I'm so adamant about having an emergency fund. Because
Mhm.
if something comes up and you don't have an emergency fund, you don't have any money in the bank, you're running to credit cards, or you're
Mhm.
running to the payday loan place. I mean, I've been
Mhm.
there before. And again, it just becomes this vicious cycle of
That's
debt.
true. That is so true. That is so true. It's almost like we're impulsive, when it gets to a situation we just act, we
Oh, yeah.
don't think it through wisely, and we just go to the first opportunity and just
Yeah.
stay there. And that
Yeah.
happens so often. So tell us a little bit about your event that's coming up.
Yes, so I
Mhm.
am super excited. This is the
Mhm.
second year that I am partnering with the Washington State Department of Transportation to offer a training called Taking Back Your Financial Power, and it's
Okay.
the business edition.
Oh,
And
good.
let me tell you all a little secret that a lot of people do not know. A lot of us don't know.
Hmm.
Every single government agency is required to set goals on their contracts where a certain percentage of all those millions and billions of dollars they get,
Hmm.
these agencies get a lot of money, they are required to spend with minority owned businesses and small businesses.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it's a huge opportunity for us business owners to create wealth if we go through the proper protocols to get those certifications and designations. However, there are a lot of barriers, and one of them is finances to minority and small business, women owned businesses.
Yeah.
A lot of them, because small businesses, you're usually a one person shop or family
Mhm.
business, you're dealing with debt. You don't know how to manage your books. And so this training that I am presenting is focused on helping minority and small businesses get out of debt so that they
Mhm.
can become self-financing, so that they can have capital, so they can get the
Good.
bonding that a lot of these huge projects require for them to have, so they can get insurance at a good rate, because these are things that are preventing our businesses from being able to get those $1 million contracts
Right.
that some of our counterparts seem to have access to.
Right. Right. Now, is this event going to be in person, virtual, or both?
Both. So we
Oh,
want to make it, yes, accessible to everybody.
good.
So we have the virtual training that is available, and it's only 1 hour. And that is this coming Tuesday at noon Pacific Standard Time. And then the in person is on next Thursday, again at noon at
Okay.
100. And it's only an hour. But get this, Southern Girl piece, because I am partnering with this agency to offer this to small businesses, beyond the training, they get up to 5 hours of one-on-one advisement from me for free.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's a bonus.
Yes, for
That's a
free.
really good bonus.
Yes. And during that time, I will be walking them through their finances. I will be helping them create a customized debt elimination plan. That will be a roadmap that will help them eliminate their debt to include their mortgage, student loans, all of that in 10 years or less, and then create basically a reservoir of money that will be able to allow them to plan for retirement. Because how many business owners do you know that work until they die?
Hmm. Right? That's true.
Yeah, no succession plan.
No, nothing. And it happens so often,
Yeah,
especially when they pass away. It's like, what do you have to show? What do
right.
you have to pass down to your family?
Yeah, so I address all those things, estate planning, because that's another thing that we overlook in our community is estate planning.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. And a lot of people, they like I said, they don't think about that stuff until after they pass away. Like, oh, why we didn't think about that? This stuff that, and it happens often in the Black community. We don't think about, stuff after someone passed away, and then you scrambling trying to get things together for the funeral and trying to,
Go fund.
have fish, go fund me fish plates. Start the fish plates today. Like, start in January for somebody in your family, because somebody in your family ain't gonna have insurance. So you might as well start selling fish plates now.
No, Denise, they only sell fish. Listen, this is what they need to do. They need to go to my campaign page,
There we go.
www.letsgetcoveredbyjmichelle.com,
There we go. There we go.
because I can help them get life insurance, and it don't have to be expensive. We don't listen. I don't want them frying fish and all of that.
I had to throw that out there, a little joke.
Just get some life insurance. But no, I hear you. Like, if you're gonna do it now.
Right.
Feel you need that $10,000, because funerals are expensive.
Expensive, very expensive. Yeah, they're not getting no cheaper either.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Not at all. So walk us through like this day. Like, let's walk me through the virtual setting of how everything's gonna pan out, or how you have everything laid out, and then also walk me through the actual in-person seminar. That way I can get a vision, and my viewers can get a vision on what to expect, the ones that have not registered yet to come in person.
Oh, yeah. So they'll both be exactly the same. It's just, the people in person will get to experience all of, my personality live and up close. But so what they can expect is, when we enter into the training, I'm really going to be laying out what the current state is. And the current state is that most Americans spend most of their money paying bills and don't have a lot of money that's focused on savings, that's focused on investments, that's focused on being able to live a life that's financially free, take vacations, all those different things. I'm going to talk to them about the billions of dollars. I'm going to present the federal budget to them and let them know, yes, that because this is in partnership with the Department of Transportation, I'm going to be letting them know that there has been $108 billion released to the Federal Department of Transportation that's going to be dispersed for contracting. And there is a huge piece of that money that is available to them. So I'm going to lay the foundation and let them know what is available to them, what the barriers are, and then I'm going to walk them through a very, very key strategy that's going to position them to be able to be competitive in the marketplace. One of the things that a lot of us don't grasp is how important our credit score is to obtaining various things. And as a business owner, especially these folks that are trying to work in construction, that are trying to work with government agencies, you need to be able to get bonded. You need to be able to get insurance, and your credit impacts your ability to be able to have access to these things. And if you don't have that access, then essentially you'll be disqualified from accessing that $108 billion that I'm talking about.
That's so true. That is so true. So, I mean, you have a lot of value to offer individuals. So it's like you're not missing anything. You kind of like hitting the main parts?
I'm hitting the main parts, and I'm hitting it from a couple of perspectives. I'm hitting
Mhm.
as a wealth strategist, as one who's an expert in the financial services industry, but I'm also hitting it as a chief diversity officer because I used to
Okay.
be chief diversity officer in transit. And so I oversaw the economic development program, which was for small businesses and minority owned businesses. So I have that inside track to be able to share with them how these government organizations think and what they
Mhm.
do. Again, I'm trying to help them be competitive.
Yes.
That's the key, is being competitive in the market.
That's really good. And so both sessions are going to be 1 hour, like the virtual and in person going to be 1 hour.
Yes, it's
That's
a
a lot of information, and that's good. You guys going to.
yes. You know why though? Because
Mhm.
I want them to schedule that consultation.
Right.
Because the real key is getting in the room with me one on one so I can walk you through how this truly applies to you and your financial situation.
Right, because everybody has some type of financial situation that they need to address. So,
That's right.
and
That's
so that's when you do the follow up, like you said, with the consultation, and
yeah.
that way you can do a deep dive in and what their needs are and how you can assist them.
Yes, ma'am. And I also want to share for
Mhm.
the viewers that while this is a business edition session, the information that I'm sharing applies to everyone. And so
Okay.
I can share the same strategy to the everyday individual to help them eliminate debt, their mortgage, their student loans in 10 years or less,
Mhm. That's good.
still creating a sustainable retirement. I can do all of that for the everyday individual. So this is not just a thing that's targeted to businesses. This particular session is, but it
Hmm.
applies to anyone.
Oh, well, that's good because I was going to ask you about that because somebody may be watching this and they say, "Well, I don't have a business, but I still need help with my
Oh,
credit or need
oh
help,
yes.
getting out of debt and so forth." N-
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You
I get
can.
so excited when I start talking about money and wealth and all.
That's good. That's really.
The strategies are the strategies. The
Hmm.
principles are the principles. How you apply them may vary based on the individual situation, but the principles are the principles.
Principles that they never change. Right there, never change. So, tell us about your partnerships with this event. Do you have any partnerships that you would like to tell us about?
So shout out to the Washington State Department of Transportation
Okay, good.
is my partner. They are sponsoring this event, which is a big deal because it
Mhm.
demonstrates their commitment to small businesses and their success. And then I also want to shout out Taper 100, who is a nonprofit organization here in Washington that specializes in providing technical assistance to Black-owned businesses.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you have the support.
Yes.
That makes a big difference when you have the community involved. That's how you really get the word out there. And it's all about the collaboration and the building these relationships.
Yes.
And you starting out great. In January, you starting out great.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. What is the number one thing that you think people should do with their income tax when they get it? I know we talked a little bit about investing, but what is one of the key things that you think that people should do once they get their refund?
First of all, if you don't have an emergency fund, this is ample time to start one. Take a portion of your tax refund, put it either in a high yield interest accruing savings account. You can open up a brokerage account, or you can, a lot of people don't know this, you can get a life insurance policy that will compound interest at a higher rate than a bank. But however you do it, you need to take a chunk of that money and set it aside and start building an emergency fund.
I like that.
Yes. If you have debt, you need to utilize some of your tax refund to start chipping away at your debt so that you can be getting on that journey of becoming debt free.
That's good. That's
The last thing that I will say is take a portion of that money and invest in yourself. Take some financial literacy classes, take some
mm,
personal development classes. You are your greatest asset. So
right.
instead of taking all your money and buying another car, uh,
Yeah.
down by next year. Instead of buying a whole bunch of clothes and shoes, take a portion of the money and invest in yourself.
Exactly. That's the best investment is
Yeah.
investing in yourself. I love that. Now, one more time, tell us how can they tell us when is the event and where the event will be held.
Yes, the event. So the first one is virtual, and that will be on the 23rd, Tuesday, January the 23rd at noon Pacific Standard Time. And then the second event, the live event, will be Thursday, January the 25th, and that will be held at 100 in Tukwila, Washington.
Okay, okay. Now, how can we find you on social media in case we want to collaborate with you?
Yes, you can go to either of my social media accounts, Facebook and Instagram, and just search JMichell Robinson, and go ahead and subscribe and follow me there. But then you also can go to my YouTube by searching the Just Here to Help channel and subscribe, turn on the notification. You'll be notified when my podcast comes on every single Monday at 9:15 Pacific Standard Time. Money Mondays, full of information.
Okay.
Just transform how you do your finances.
Okay. Now, what about your website and email?
Yes, my website is www.jmichellandcompany.com, and my email address is jonte@jmichelle.com.
All right, there you guys have it. The one and only, the lovely Miss JMichell. Well, thank you so much for being my special guest. Before I let you go, do you have any final words that you would like to share with my viewers?
What I would like to share with the viewers is some encouragement to let you know that financial empowerment and financial freedom is attainable to you. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your current circumstances are. But with the proper planning and strategy in place, you can be on the road to financial freedom and creating wealth, and not just wealth for you now, but generational wealth.
I love that. I love that. Well, you have all of my support here at the Not So Christian to Me show. In 2024, I know that you're going to have more wealth, more wealth in 2024. And anytime you need me, just reach out to me. I would love to support you any way I can. Many blessings to you.
Many blessings to you too.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are interested in being a guest on the Not So Christian to Me show, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram and Facebook at the Not So Christian to Me show. Also, feel free to sow us a seed via Cash App, $TNSCIM. Until next time, remember that no matter what you guys are going through, God will always see you through. Stay blessed up. Bye.